Warning, the following review contains excessive amounts of graphic violence, so if you feel you cannot handle it, then you best turn back now.
Greetings, gorehounds, and welcome back to Blood-Splattered Cinema!
You know, I've been doing this show for over half a year now, and I've come to the realization that in all that time, I've yet to truly live up to my show's mission statement. Blood-Splattered Cinema was always intended to review and riff on the wildest, bloodiest, and strangest genre cinema has to offer, and thus far I've tackled relatively tame material. Now, don't get me wrong, murderous cookies and killer snowmen are strange concepts by default, and I did tackle a film in which a woman vomits up her entire intestinal tract, but these are merely the tips of the figurative icebergs. There are films out there that completely defy rational understanding, that fill the screen with more gallons of gooey redness than any of my past reviews combined. And if you ask me, it's about time I start covering them.
And what better place to start with than Japanese extreme cinema? So come one, come all, and let's take a trip down the forbidden path. But be careful where you wander, for you may find yourself lost and caught in the evil dead trap.
Our film opens with some weirdo watching a television show called Late Night with Nami. The movie never makes it clear what the premise of the show is, other than it being a show for those incapable of sleeping. And apparently for those with deep-rooted Oedipal complexes as well. And yes, your ears do not deceive you, that was the sound of a child conversing with Creepy McStalker.
Or is it Creepy McStalker conversing with himself using a child's voice? Ooh, we're just gonna have to go deeper into this rabbit hole, aren't we?
So this Nami girl, who in case you haven't figured out yet is our beautiful protagonist, invites her audience to send her home movies so that she may play them on her show.
Something tells me she's gonna get a lot of this. Mama! And this.
Oh. Mama!
And of course, this. Bob Saget would be proud.
We then leap forward to one night after Nami's show, where she finds a package waiting for her, and naturally this package turns out to be one of her stalker's hilarious home videos.
You know, it kinda reminds me of my old home videos. The good old days.
By the way, I can't confirm this, but I am 90% sure this shot is a homage to Louis Buñuel's Un Chien Andalou, and if in fact that was the filmmaker's intent, then he just won vast amounts of kudos from me. Because Nami considers herself somewhat of a journalist, she becomes determined to track down the video's source and confirm its legitimacy. She goes about this by gathering her crew, Mako, Rei, Ria, and Kondo, and follows the path shown on the video itself all the way to an abandoned army base. Yeah, doing all that without alerting an authority of some kind might not have been the smartest decision, but at the same time, I do not know how the Japanese authorities operate, so I'm going to avoid nitpicking on that aspect for the time being.
As a side note, I absolutely love this film's score.
It's such a simple and catchy track that feels like it was ripped straight out of an Italian giallo film. The best part is that it's the only piece used throughout the entire movie, and yet no matter what the situation, be it scary, sad, or even exciting, it works perfectly.
ったくもう、何が用心棒だ。
My hat is off to composer Tomohiko Kira, for he has proven himself a god among insects. Anywho, back to the movie. Nami and Ko split into groups of 3, with Rei and Kondo in one group, Mako and Ria in the other, and finally Nami all by herself. It is here the film establishes Rei and Kondo's sexual woes.
割り酔いしちゃったみたいでさ、なんかおかしかったんだよね。
おかしかった割にはしつこかったんじゃない？
そういう言い方傷つくじゃない。一生立たなくなったらどうすんの？
あのね。
Wait, hold up. That right there? Caption of the year.
If you take that caption and paste it under any other picture, I guarantee a barrel of laughs.
Nami's search for the potential killer goes nowhere when all she finds is a bunch of bugs devouring a delicious-looking dead bird. But then... The mysterious man issues a grave warning, which we all know Nami will never heed, because if she did, then we'd have no movie.
気をつけろよ。油断しないでな。
And then he struts off like a badass. No, seriously, look. Dude smoking a cigarette, in a suit, with sandals on. That just screams too cool for school. Elsewhere, Kondo makes up for his past, inadequacies. Damn! Look at him go! Oh yeah, I should probably cut to something else, shouldn't I? And go. Ria and Mako have a little spat, which leads to Ria wandering off on her own and meeting up with Nami, and when those two start to converse, this happens.
What's up with that arm motion? Who does he think he is, Dracula?
心配ないって。まだこんなに日が高いんだし、ドラキュラが出るのは夜だけだ。
My God, he is Dracula!
Bleh. Back inside, Rei washes her vest to remove all the, sex gunk, but her washing's interrupted by a loud noise, which leads her to a closet, and then...
Oh! Yeesh! It's just a flesh wound. She'll walk it off later.
In all seriousness, I have no clue what just happened. She either got impaled by magic beams or this whole setup was some kind of elaborate trap, which I guess makes sense given the film's title. Either way, it was fucking brutal and I loved every blood-drenched second of it. Mako comes running outside and meets up with Kondo, Ryu, and Nami to inform them that she found the potential location of Creepy McStalker, but this just turns out to be a practical joke set up by her and Kondo. But the laughs don't last because...
See, I told you she'd walk it off later.
Ria, being the most emotionally sensitive of the group, runs off in fear only for this to happen. I guess the building itself just started falling apart for the sole reason of stopping her from going in that direction. Why or how, I don't fucking know. My best guess is that it's another elaborate trap set up by Mr. Killerman. Anyway, the group loses track of Ria, who makes it all the way back outside and to the car, but before she can escape...
Movie? Who the fuck was that? Oh, so he's like the killer's trained dog. That's so cute! Adorable.
The rest of the group come across some bars, Mako gets cut from someone on the other side, and at that point, the chase is officially on.
Come on, everybody, it's time for a blood-splattered sing-along. Let's get this party started. Hit it!
You are dead, dead, dead. You are dead, dead, dead.
Thought you were hot. Guess what? You're not.
You are dead, dead, dead.
You brought your whole adventure to a screeching halt.
You are dead, dead, dead.
Your heart has stopped and your brain is cold. You were so dead, and now your body is starting to mold. You were so dead. This dimension cuts like a knife.
You are dead, dead, dead.
Nah, just kidding. Nami does survive.
Though for some reason she wakes up on the roof despite clearly falling down a hole. Either the space-time continuum has officially ruptured, or the killer just really likes to fuck with this girl. Yeah, it's probably the latter, but don't you think the former would be so much more fun?
Wait, he's on the roof too? That's not suspicious at all, no.
探してる人って誰？
弟さ。
弟？弟って？
秀樹か。
Oh, come on, movie. You gotta play these cards far closer to your chest. You're being way too obvious now.
Now we know who the killer is. It's that guy.
I mean, the dude talks to his brother as if he's right there with them, and when Nami notices, he changes the subject by claiming he sees the killer. Yet, when he goes after him, the film never shows us what he's seeing, so it's blatantly obvious he's faking the whole thing.
What we have here is yet another split personality movie. God damn it, Evil Dead Trap! I was expecting more from you. You're Japanese. Where's the mind f***? Let's just get this shit over with.
So, when Mr. Obviously the Killer takes off, Nami finds herself alone. She then comes across a television set? No, scratch that, a metric ton of television sets. And they all show Mako's alive and she tells Nami to find her. But when Nami comes across the right door, it's locked. Wah wah.
Oh, I get it now.
Everything thus far has been a trap. The seemingly magic beams, the randomly falling apart building, and even the hole in the floor. That's pretty damn cool, but why did they take so long to confirm it? It just doesn't make any damn sense. Oh well, Nami breaks through, and luckily the arrow misses, but unluckily...
This dimension cuts like a knife.
You are dead, dead, dead.
After Mako's death, the killer comes in and shoots what I think are flares and bolts at Nami, yet every time the film cuts back to him, he's just standing there without a weapon. Perhaps this is just another trap that the film forgot to show us she triggered? I don't know. God damn it, movie. Quit confusing me with your sloppy ass editing. Anyway, the killer takes off having sufficiently scared Nami, just as Captain Conveniently Late runs in and tries to save the day. Oh, look, now Nami's starting to piece it all together too. Though I do appreciate how they approach this. She never explicitly states she's figured it all out. It's all done with just a simple look.
You see, that right there is something sorely lacking in modern American horror films, even the ones I love. Subtlety. And they managed to do it within an over-the-top slasher movie, proving that even cheesy fun can come with palpable substance. Japan, I salute you!
The dude has inexplicable chest pains because I guess he's starting to feel guilty for the things his alternate has been doing. I guess this because he gives Nami the gun and shows her the way out, giving her a very likely chance to get away. Once outside, Nami comes across the dead body of Rhea and has one of the most surprising moments in the whole film.
一旦 帰ろうって言ってたよね。あの時帰ればよかったね。レイはデートがあってマコは打ち合わせで明日台本が締め切りで。
Here's a challenge for you. Name 5 slasher films off the top of your head where the person who led everyone to their deaths shows clear, visible remorse. Can't do it, can you? It's practically unheard of.
And that's why this moment is so surprising. In an instant, a character who initially came across as unlikable due to her many stupid decisions immediately shifts to relatable. She's a person now who makes mistakes and has to live with the terrible consequences. What's also genius is that after this scene, the character makes yet another dumb decision, but this one we can actually understand. Without ever outright saying it, we know she's venturing back into the dragon's lair not because she's an idiot, but for the sole reason of atoning for her sins. She's going to make right everything she did wrong, and she's going to do so with her own 2 hands.
This is what it means to have a strong female protagonist. All you budding screenwriters out there should take note.
Anyway, we have officially set the stage for the final showdown as Nami follows the pre-recorded sounds of a woman scolding the mysterious man's brother, Hideki. This leads to her finding a portion of the building that has clearly been lived in, complete with pictures of a woman who looks a lot like her holding a child. Nami figures out the reason she was dragged into all of this in the first place is because she resembles the killer's mother just as the killer returns.
やめろよ。死体をおもちゃにするなって言っただろう。邪魔するなよ、秀樹。お前だって好きなことたっぷりやったろ。もういいじゃないか。
あの女どうして逃がしたの？
This is so a split personality. How fucking boring could you be?
The killer spots Nami and engages her, finally revealing his identity to be... Oh my god, it was the mysterious man the whole time. Gasp, shock, awe. So Nami tries to force Creepy McStalker to the police station, and of course...
Holy shit!
So, the place starts to randomly explode while Creepy McStalker begs Nami to shoot him, which she does, but apparently she misses any vital organs because he's still alive, and I'm officially confused.
What? The f*** is going on? No, movie, slow the f*** down. I'm still trying to process this shit.
Evil fetus baby Hideki attacks Nami with his umbilical cord, but Creepy McStalker saves her by shoving the baby back inside himself and then spontaneously combusts. But then the baby takes over his body and attacks Nami, who stabs him in the eye and sends him out the window where he breaks into a million pieces.
That was genius!
No words can possibly describe how fucking brilliant this climax is. Not only does the film dive straight off the deep end, it does so by making the rest of the movie make complete sense. I was wrong earlier. None of those moments aside from the crossbow were traps at all. The killer fetus did it all with mind bullets, including the flask falling down the steps inexplicably. And I now get why they toyed with Nami for so long, because the real killer has the mind of a child.
I take back every negative thing I said earlier. This movie is f***ing perfect, and we're not even done yet.
Nami wakes up in the hospital where a police officer informs her that the fetus creature she claimed attacked her was nowhere to be found. She then puts on a memorial service for her fallen co-workers on her show, and afterwards she receives a package which turns out to be Creepy McStalker's lighter. And that, of course, means...
Your heart has stopped and your brain is cold. You were so dead.
So that was Evil Dead Trap, and if you can't already tell, I adore this movie.
This was one of the many films I was originally going to put on my top 10 horror films of all time list last year, but I simply ran out of room. It's a highly inventive amalgamation of Italian horror, the American slasher, and good old Japanese over-the-top violence, complete with a strong lead, creepy as hell visuals, and a genuinely surprising Cronenbergian twist. I've heard some people knock it for being derivative, but personally I've never found that to be a problem in and of itself. The filmmakers clearly took their favorite aspects of past horror films, but they pieced it together in a way that had not been done before. And in turn, they inspired later horror films such as the American Saw franchise to do the same with elements from it. This is just the nature of art. It builds upon itself and constantly adapts. Sometimes I think we of the internet age get way too wrapped up in the concept of pure originality and forget that everything spawns from the human experience, and that in itself is rarely unique.
That all being said, I can only recommend this film to hardcore gorehounds due to its graphic nature, but if you're able to stomach what I already did show you, then you'll probably be just fine.